Courtroom come to order, please. Everyone rise. 167 Judicial District Court of Travis County is now in session. The Honorable Mike Lynch presiding. You may be seated.
Good afternoon. We're on the record, and in all cause numbers, 4 cause numbers involving Defendant Michael Scott, 4 indictments for capital murder, and also, for purposes of this hearing, the second defendant, Robert Springsteen's case is being called this afternoon. Additionally, 4 pending capital murder indictments. The court will note that all parties are present. And just to put in perspective this sort of the status of where we are, back I believe in August, the court issued an order due to the unique nature and circumstances of this case that set today as a date for the parties to announce to the court. Given the difficulty in preparing a case like this for trial and the time and resources and expense involved in trial preparation, set today as a deadline for the parties to give the court their good faith determination on whether or not they'd be ready to begin a jury trial roughly in January. And so we're here today for announcement and determination of that. I'll first turn it over to the state. Mr. De La Fuente, you want to address that issue?
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you. Good afternoon, Your Honor. While pursuant to the court's order of August 11th of this year, as the court stated, the parties were to announce today whether they were ready or not ready for trial. And today the state is announcing that it is not ready for trial. As the court is well aware, the state is conducting testing to identify the male donor that we uncovered through some YCR testing from one of the vaginal swabs of one of the victims in our case. And to date, the state has not been able to identify that donor. And also the court is aware that the state, for the first time in this matter, in these causes, sought a continuance back, I believe it was June 24th of this year, which the court granted that continuance. But pursuant to your order of August 11th, you stated in that order that you would not grant the state another continuance on the same basis, that basis being that we are still conducting testing to determine the identity of this male donor. Well, I am here to tell the court that we are still testing, and we have not, again, as I stated earlier, identified that donor. So because of that, Your Honor, given the fact that we have not yet identified the male donor, and the fact that this court, pursuant to its order of August 11th, stating that it will not grant us another continuance on those bases, or on those same bases, the state sees no other viable option at this point, Your Honor, but to file a motion with the court for dismissal pending further investigation of this matter into the identity of this male donor. And if I may, Your Honor, I would like at this time to approach the court and file those orders with the court.
Give me just a moment to review. The state having presented these motions for the court consideration today here in open court, the defendant having in fact waived even receiving a copy of them at the time the court did, now having been provided with a copy, but apparently having no objections, the court will grant the motions and as to each indictment, as to each of the 2 defendants. Anything else from the state?
No, sir.
Either defendant?
Defendant Springsteen, no, Your Honor. Nothing for Defendant Scott.
All right. The court has signed these dismissals in each of the causes against these 2 defendants, Michael Scott and Robert Springsteen. The defense attorneys may obtain from the clerk copies after they're duly filed for their records. And once these are filed, the defendants are discharged from any further obligations under their bonds. Anything further by either side.
Nothing from the state.
Thank you
No, Your
all for
Honor.
your work to this date, and we are recessed.
All rise, please. Court is in recess.